A few months back, I walked into a hospital with one of my colleagues who was unwell. We waited there for 40 minutes, not just to get the treatment, but to even get noticed. A few days later, I walked into Zara store, one of the world's fast fashion retailers. I skimmed through the collection, I tried something on, and in a few minutes, I got out of the store with something that I really loved. Not realizing that Zara's system had already made the prediction. The first incident made me feel waiting. The second incident made me feel seen. And that's when I realized that I had to rethink about how we define responsiveness of systems that we build. Hi, I'm Swathi Nair. I'm a business transformation leader. I have 13 plus years of experience working with retail and healthcare, and I drive business through systems that are adaptive, agile, responsive, and fast. And today, I'm going to talk about something unusual. What Zara can teach hospitals. Yes, what retail can teach us about responsiveness, agility, and the future of patient care. Let me tell you something very remarkable. Daily, Zara's stores send, thousands of Zara stores in fact, send signals to their headquarters. And this is not just about the details of what items was purchased or what items was returned, but also about what items were tried and not purchased, and what items were asked by the customers but was not available. Thanks to the RFID system in Zara, and also the manual inputs that the staff give to their headquarters on a daily basis. Now imagine yourself walking into a Zara store. You spot a beige trench coat, you really love it, but you hesitate. You don't buy it then. You wait for 2 days, then you come back and you see that the trench coat is gone. Not just sold out, but entirely replaced by a new collection. Yes, that's what Zara does. It doesn't wait. It listens live to the customer feedback. It tweaks its production and also reroutes its inventory based on live customer need. Now let's take the example of a hospital. A woman walks into the hospital, into the emergency room, complaining of a chest pain. The triage nurse would immediately take her vitals, but she doesn't get immediate care. She's asked to wait. Why? Because the systems are not built to act fast or to give immediate care. Now let's take another example of the same hospital maybe. A patient complains that the drug that she's using is making her dizzy. And also, the nurse notices that this particular drug is being returned half used. Now, instead of letting it wind through so many approvals and forms, what if we close the loop? The triage nurse immediately enters this detail, whatever insight she got, gets it confirmed from the pharmacy, the trend is confirmed by the pharmacist. Now the doctor is free to take a decision on whether the dosage has to be reduced or whether he has to prescribe another medicine. So in healthcare, we don't have to keep on collecting more and more data. We already have all the data. What we need to do is build systems that listens to what is existing and act faster before the damage is done. In EHR systems, we already know that, let's take the example of sepsis, early sepsis detection. And EHR systems are already prevalent that can flag high sepsis risk. So sepsis is the condition which with every hour of delayed worsens or it increases the mortality rate. So in spite of having these real-time feedbacks or insights from EHRs, what happens is that these signals might get buried along with so many other signals. And the clinicians usually face alert fatigue. And even if the signal gives you a clear indication, the systems again fail us because they have to again go through a number of layers of approvals. Now imagine this. The same lady walks into the emergency room again, complaining of chest pain and shortness of breath. The nurse inputs her vitals saying aggravated heart rate and low oxygen. Now the AI-based system quickly goes and fetches her records. and confirms that she is a case of hypertension and diabetes. It quickly flags an alert saying high cardiac risk case, sends an alert to the ER and also to the cardiac team. The nurse prioritizes her case for ECG. ECG is taken, heart attack is confirmed. Now, she is being prepped for angioplasty in the next 15 minutes and not after 3 hours after red tape, but when her heart still has time. So this is not rushing. This is what it looks like when responsiveness is built into our hospital systems. Now, even though we don't have Zara-like system in all the hospitals, we do have the architecture. And all we need to figure out is what we need to do in order to build this in. So here is my 3-step blueprint. Real-time insight capture. So any real-time insight we get from the patient, the nurse feedback, or the biomarkers or the vitals has to be captured by AI. Second one is prioritization prediction. ML models that predicts which patients are of very high risk and also the operational bottlenecks so that we can interfere right at the time. And the third one is closed loop feedback. Go beyond dashboard, build agentic systems that would not only detect risks but also sends alert to each of the respective teams based on their relevance or significance. And last one is governance and trust architecture. So in this, we can use already existing systems like closed loop AI on which clinicians already trust. So what we are trying to do here is the alert fatigue that we already spoke about can be reduced by giving it a priority or a significance and sending it to the particular clinician. Now, we don't have to build all these things from the scratch. We already have the tools which are kind of being used and tested and has good feedback. So all we need to do is integrate all these tools into one layer, into one intelligent layer that would respond to the system and to people alike. So this is not just an analytic framework, I would say. This is a great business opportunity because responsiveness in hospital systems is not just an ethical obligation, but it is a strategic advantage. Why? Because a hospital that implements this would have lower admission of ICUs, lower readmission of ICUs, which is obviously happy on the hospitals, and also it can have more number of delivery of outcomes with very less cost. Now, if this vision aligns with you and you see a possibility here, I invite you to connect. So let's together drive business through systems that listen deeper, act faster, and serves smarter. Thank you.